didn't maybe used to be able to just like go up and talk to any other random painter in the world about my artwork and their artwork. Like sometimes your artwork is way too different. But I've found that in disc golf, when we've got disc golf in common, we can pretty much have a conversation. I want to talk to you guys about this awesome project that I just got to do. A cool collaboration with Jory's Fly Dyes and the Disc Golf Dyers Guild. I do a little bit of dyeing discs myself, but I'm definitely primarily into drawing and doing stuff like that. But when I go and I look online and I see all the amazing things that people do with disc dyeing, such a unique art form. Some of the coolest art is born out of people being super passionate about making something look cool, or just really wanting to customize something or decorate something. They want to tell a story, or basically just examples where the artist's motivation to make this piece of artwork isn't about getting famous or making a ton of money or anything like that. It tends to like look like a purer piece of artwork when the artwork is born out of like a real drive to just create something. There's a lot of different forms that takes, but since I got interested in playing disc golf constantly a couple years ago and started paying a lot of attention to the different disc dyers that are involved in the game, it's clear that it's a folk art. It's kind of an outsider art in the best sense of that kind of labeling. There's a lot of really, really good reasons for dyeing a disc. Like it's something that you pick it up, and most discs, most frisbees that you find are going to have some sort of an image on them. And it tends to happen that anytime something has an image on it, you imagine, what other images could you put on it? So it's an obvious choice for a canvas in that sense. And then in another sense, we play disc golf on these courses where we can easily lose these discs, or at least scratch them up and ding them up. We're throwing them as hard as we can in a lot of situations. And if you play anything like me, then sometimes you're not paying very close attention to whether you're about to hit a tree or a bunch of rocks. So you can really kind of put this canvas through some wear and tear. I would say that a nicer way to think of it is that you can put this canvas through, like it can have a really interesting life. Like it can literally fly around. You can have tons of fun with it. Like the interaction that you can have with a custom dyed frisbee is, how could it not be way more fun than just putting a piece of artwork on your wall, And you can put these on your wall. You can put them on your wall and you can take them off when you go and play disc golf, and then hopefully you don't lose it or destroy it, and you can put it back on your wall again. So it's just such a cool art form. It's such a cool canvas. And basically, the fact that there are so many people who are interested in doing this and finding different ways to do it, and they really just love showing it to the other disc golfers and the other disc golf dyers, is like, that is so cool that is what is fueling this very rapidly growing and developing form of art. I mean, every day you see different methods of dyeing, different methods of achieving similar things, and just things that you've never seen before, and you're like, well, how in the world did this person do this? I think that because it's such a pure art form, along with it comes pretty much immediately from all of these artists instructional how-to videos on how they do it, how you can do it. I would like to say that it's because this is connected with disc golf. I think it brings on a lot of people who are just like really passionate about disc golf and spreading their love for the game and showing other people all about the game and all about the fun and cool things that come along with playing the game. So I have definitely, pretty much immediately when I started playing disc golf, started thinking about all of the different ways that I could involve art in this, because I've got a huge passion for my artwork that I make, and I have a huge passion for disc golf. Not trying to say I don't have passions for other things in the world also, but those two things are hugely fulfilling and gratifying and just like driving forces of creativity. Disc golf is a life-affirming thing. Disc dyeing is a life-affirming thing. it's just such a cool world to have stumbled into. One of the main things that helped like fuel my interest in this and kept me going and kept me finding out more and getting more and more excited about this art form was the resources that you can find online. And one of the first ones that I found was the Disc Golf Dyers Guild. Dave from the Dyers Guild had started the podcast and the website right around the same time that I started to dye my own first discs, and I followed some of his instructional videos and started listening to the podcast every Friday morning when it came out, and finding out more about all of these cool artists' passion for playing the game, but also for decorating these discs and making them look awesome, and showing them to their friends, and just in general having a lot of fun with this art form. So I was attracted to get more into it because it's art and people are so in love with it and so enthusiastic about it. Through the Dyers Guild, I could find all sorts of different instructional videos, but also the interviews where you just kind of get to know the other disc dyers and get to hear like what motivated them and the things that make them unique, and a lot of those things that are kind of universal that I feel like all of us in this game and in the art making side of this game can all really relate to. And so I've got to really, really thank Dave for all of the hard work that he does with the Disc Golf Dyers Guild, because it is a resource that is helping to fuel so many other artists. And even some of these artists that I saw on YouTube videos, I was able to find out more about pretty much all of them from interviews that he did. So he is doing a great job of just compiling all of the different minds and kind of resources all together into a really well organized and really well delivered website, podcast that look and sound great. It's all just, it seems like it really elevates the art form, and it's an art form that really deserves it. This collaboration that I got to do with the Disc Golf Dyers Guild and with one of the most amazing artists that they work with, Jory from Jory's Fly Dyes. You can find the interview with Jory, one of the earlier ones, and it's very inspiring. Jory's interview shows you not only how much passion he has for disc golf and dyeing discs, but you get to find out a little bit about his history. You get to find out a lot of stuff about how he has managed to make his name so big in the world of disc dyeing, which is great advice, I think, that is applicable to any artist. So it's awesome that through this kind of small world of disc golf, I've been able to communicate with and become kind of friends with some of these awesome people who do this art form that I really love and have so much respect for. And somebody like Dave, who is doing so much to not only make artwork and disc golf artwork, but he is helping other people do it, giving them tons of resources and platforming people. How cool that I get to contribute to that in some way. So it was really awesome to see what Jory was able to do with my original design, and it's just so exciting to be able to be a part of this cool Disc Golf Dyers Guild. I suggest to anybody that you go and you check out the Dyers Guild website. Everything is organized so well. You can find some great video interviews, great audio interviews, some great tutorials and how-tos, images that are just going to inspire you. But you can also find this latest collaboration that I got to do with Jory's Fly Dyes, where he took my image that I had drawn, my line drawing, he put it onto the disc, he colored it and brought it to life in such an amazing way that I see it and I'm just so impressed with it, and I immediately have the kind of conflict in my mind about like, well, can somebody actually throw something like this? This is such a beautiful piece of artwork. Like, what if you throw it into the swamp like I've done so many times? And whether somebody throws it or hangs it on their wall, either way, it's an awesome disc. It's an awesome collaboration, and it's so fun to see somebody who is so good at their craft be able to bring my drawing to life in such an awesome way. The vector file for my drawing is going to be on the Dyers Guild website, so other disc dyers, I hope, get to take that vector file and do their own version of it and add their own colors to it and reinterpret it in their own way. So I'm excited to be able to offer that up as a resource for other disc dyers to use. I'm super excited to see what other images could possibly come out of that. You can go to the Dyers Guild website. You can find the disc that Jory dyed with my design on it. You can enter to win the raffle for just $1. If you spend more dollars, you're definitely increasing your chances of winning the disc. But you have a chance of winning it for just $1. And I'm very tempted to go in there and just toss a couple dollars in so that maybe I can win it. But if I win it, I'm probably going to hang it on my wall. So if you're one of those people that really wants the disc to fly, then you should go out there and you should buy it up. Thank you again to everybody involved in making this happen, and I look forward to what other artists the Dyers Guild chooses to work with in the future, both dyers and illustrators like me, and what cool collaborations they can make, because it just makes sense. It's a connection that is so obvious, and it's so cool. The results are awesome, and it's so fun, and I'm just so happy that I got to be a part of it.